Send us a link. Let everybody know we live. Go ahead, get it cracked. But what's going on, y'all? With Colts Talk, back with another video, post game reaction. This is us beating the Dolphins today. Man, what was it a game? Was it a game? I'm not gonna lie, man. Going into the second half, I was nervous. I was nervous. I will admit, I didn't know who was gonna pull it out or not, but we wound up pulling it out by the grace of God and Andrew Luck, man. Andrew Luck did it again. Another clutch performance for your boy. I'm so happy, man. Lord knows that we need this game going into this wild card with the record we got, with the teams we got coming up, and fighting against the Baltimore Ravens for this last spot. It's gonna be tough, but I have a feeling we're gonna pull it out, man. We're gonna pull it out. But I'm gonna wait for some people to come in here. If you are new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you are returning, hit the like button as well. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Turn on the notifications. I go live after every game that the Colts play. And go ahead and subscribe, man. I have content all the time. After every time we play, react to the game, and upload it on YouTube. If it's something interesting, I might upload it as well, like Reggie Wayne's Ring of Honor. That is definitely on my playlist for Colts. You can check that out. Yeah, so if anything happens with the Colts is interesting, I will upload it. Other than that, I do live streams after the games, and that's pretty much it. But appreciate you guys for coming through. I'm going to go ahead and hop into the stat line for the Colts only, not because we're not Dolphins fans here, so we're not going to go for the stats for the Dolphins. But I will say Frank Gore had a pretty decent game for his return against Indianapolis. Unfortunately, it was not good enough for them to win because, hit the game-winning field goal. Thanks to Andrew Luck and that nice dot to Chester Rogers. Man, that was an amazing dot. But on to the stats. Andrew Luck had 30 for 37, 343 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 boneheaded interceptions. He got sacked one time by Cameron Wake, which was surprising me. This was his first time being sacked in like 5 games. So that was a shocker to see him go down. His QBR was 109.8. That was a pretty decent QBR. I mean, Ryan Tannehill had 119, but he only had 25 attempts. So other than that, the running game. The running game did a pretty decent job today. Marlon Mack, Naheem Hines. Naheem Hines had some elusive moves going into the end of the game, man. He had some elusive moves. Appreciate everybody for coming through. But Naheem Hines, he played a big role. Marlon Mack went down with a concussion protocol at the end of the game, but he did come back. That's good to see him come back from that injury. Leonard went down early, but he came back as well. So shout out to all of them for healing themselves, for healing during the game. So prayers for them. I'm glad they can recover and come back because we're going to need them to do their stretch for the rest of this season. The stat for the wide receiver is T.Y. Hilton, 7 receptions, 125 yards. He had a big catch at the end of the game to get us that touchdown at the end when he threw it to Ebron. T.Y. Hilton, he motioned out to the left. He ran through the slot across the middle and was wide open and ran it straight down the middle. It was a beautiful pass from Luck. And T.Y. Hilton to get that zone offset, to get wide open down between the middle of the defenders, and to get that big first down gain. And then sooner or later after that, Luck throws a bomb up to Eric Ebron between double coverage. It looked like it was going to be an interception. It was skeptical, but he caught it anyway, and it was a beautiful touchdown to tie the game. And then we wind up getting a 4th and out from the Dolphins, and Adam the GOAT Vinatieri made the field goal to close it out. Andrew Luck did a nice little scramble out of the pocket, throws it up to Chester Rogers to the side, and we just play clock from there. Naheem Hines ran the ball, got it from there, ran the ball a few times. Great win. Facts, LaMarcus. That was a beautiful win. Naheem Hines got a 3rd and short, then got us down to the 1, got us in inches, and we wound up making a field goal. Shout out for everybody coming into the channel. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. I do live stream every time after we play a game, whether Sunday, I live stream every time after. If it's something interesting like Reggie Wayne's Ring of Honor that you will want to see, it is definitely on the Colts playlist on my channel. You can check that out as well. But other than that, Ebron had another big game with 2 touchdowns, 5 receptions, and 45 yards, man. Shout out to Eric Ebron. He's continued to do his thing. Andrew Luck's going to find him every time, and he's going to get him open. Chester Rogers, 3 receptions, 49 yards, a big reception at the end of the game that I mentioned earlier. Again, when Andrew Luck scrambled out of that pocket and found Chester Rogers split in the middle of that zone wide open. He caught that football, man. All we need is our receivers to catch the football. Shout out to the defense, too, man. The defense played big at the end of the game. I know they looked a little rusty at the beginning and during the game because Frank Gore was trying to kill us the whole time, and Tanner did a pretty decent job, too. But the defense came together and pulled it out at the end. So shout out to the defense. Most important, man. Shout out to the defense, man. Andrew Luck did his thing. Adam the GOAT missed the Vinatieri missed the field goal. It scared me because when he got the second one, he made it. So I was like, okay, so this is a little iffy because we're known for Adam Vinatieri not really to miss field goals. Even though the one he missed in New England, it was kind of like, is he selling or is he not? But I didn't think he was selling. You know, Adam Vinatieri's up at age, so sometimes it's stuff going to happen like that. We got to, as a team, we can't put our kicker that's up in age in positions like that, man. So when he missed it, I was upset, but I understand as well because it's always not the kicker's fault. Maybe they botch it, maybe they slip, but for Adam's excuse, he's pretty old, so it happens. So it's fine. But on to defense. Darius Leonard led the team in tackles again with 10 tackles total and 9 solo. He got a sack, a tackle for loss, and he hit the quarterback once. The dude was all over the field. That was our 1 sack of the game, one and only sack. But everyone else, Anthony Walker contributed, Clayton Gaithers, Adams, he had a big hit at his Hunt. Big stops at the end of the game. And shout out to Hunt. Man, that dude at the end of the game was just a force to be reckoned with. If we could just get that the whole game, I won't have any problems. Other than that, another thing I wanted to mention, Quentin Nelson. The guy, Quentin Nelson, man, he was just getting flagged all over the place, man. All over the game. It was just a lot of flags for Quentin Nelson. I don't know what was going on, but it was a little rough. But we pulled it out at the end, which is all that matters. Our record is currently 6-5. We're currently 6-5. The Houston Texans is 7-3. If there's some way we can just pull this out, at the end, even though it's looking pretty skeptical, because the Houston Texans look like they don't want to lose no games. So if there's any way we can pull this out and get number 1, that's the faith I have in this team. We can become number 1 in this division. We're only 2 games back. Just number 1. 2 games. All the Texans got to do is lose 2 and we win 2, and we right there, man. We are right there. We can do it. I have faith in this team. If we can stay healthy, and pull it together, I feel like this Colts team not only can make the wild card, but we can clinch the division because the division is right there in our hands. We are literally right there. We can beat the Jaguars. The Texans we see again. That can be the game right there. If we go on this winning streak and we play the Texans again and we win, we can win this division. I don't think no one knows how we are. So we are in the hunt for the wild card, but if we look for the bigger picture, I believe Coach Frank and this offense can put us there because Coach Frank is a mastermind. If we can just sit here and think of how good the Eagles were with Coach Frank last year, Carson Wentz and them couldn't be stopped. But now you look at the Eagles, now it looked like they can be beat because their offense is skeptical. Even though they just pulled it out against New York, the Giants is pretty bad this year. But if the Coach Frank was still in Philly, I feel like this Eagles team would have been way better than what they are now. I don't think they would be shit, man. I feel like Coach had a pretty big part of that team. But when it came to Indy, you could just see how big he can affect a team in general. And I feel like if he wants to stay young, I'm not mad at that. But it's just us. I feel like we can do it. We just need some more pieces. But I feel like we can still make this playoffs and still win the division because everything is still close up, man. Everything is still close up. And now I'm going to go by the play-by-play, all the scoring plays. So at the beginning of the game, the Dolphins scored with Kenyon Drake with the 33-yard pass from Ryan Tannehill. And then after that, going down the drive, Eric Ebron caught a 14-yard touchdown from Andrew Luck, which made the score 7-7. And then in the second quarter, Jack Doyle caught a pass from Andrew Luck, lead to 14-7. I'm just may not seen the game and they want to see the highlights and they want to hear what happened. So in the minute left into the second quarter, there was a 74-yard pass from Ryan Tannehill to Leonte Carew. No one knows. I don't know how he got so wide open, but he did, and he wound up scoring, which was one of the big turning points in the game. And then after that, in the third quarter, it was just so slow and dragging. They wound up kicking a field goal, and the score was 17-14. Going into the fourth, this was the most important quarter out of all. I feel like we were down and out. Kenyon Drake ran a 14-yard straight up the middle, and then he hurdled into the end zone and gave them a 24-14 lead. Then after that, Andrew Vinatieri came back and kicked the field goal, which made the score 24-17. And then later on in that drive, Andrew Luck, one of the clutchest quarterbacks in the NFL, threw a nice little dot to Eric Ebron for 12 yards. That's some quarterbacks can. I don't think no one knows how difficult that pass is that Andrew Luck did to Eric Ebron, because the pass could have been intercepted, but it was so perfect on the money that Ebron had a split second to catch the football and then had a late hit right after that. It was a perfect pass, man. It was a perfect pass. And only people like Andrew Luck, the Aaron Rodgers, and the Tom Brady's can make passes like that. Only. Those are the only quarterbacks I know that can make passes like that. But let's move on. But excitement. So next week, we play the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. That's probably going to be an iffy game for us. But I feel like we can pull that one out because the Jaguars look like they're going for the first pick. And Jalen Ramsey and everyone's pretty much giving up out there. So I feel like we can win this one next week. And then the week after is the biggest game on the schedule. It's the Colts versus the Texans. And then we have the Cowboys, then the Giants, then the Titans again. So I feel like we're going to lose at least one game. One game. I feel like we're going to lose one. And I don't know who it's going to be against, either the Texans or the Cowboys. But other than that, I think we're going to win the rest of the games, and we can go 10-6. 10-6, like I said at the beginning of the season, either 9-7 and 10-6. And right now, we are in perfect position to do it. Nothing can bring us down. Nothing can happen. For God's grace, nothing but safe. Keep our players safe from injury. And we can do this. We can do this, Colts Nation. As a team, as a unit, as a community, all we need is to back our team up, and we can make it to the playoffs. We can get past Baltimore, and we can actually still win this division. We can still win this division. I'm going to give you the Texans schedule. Who's coming up next? Because we just seen the Steelers lose to the Broncos, and no one really seen that coming. I mean, only quite few, but no one really predicted the Broncos to put up a fight like that because of how they've been playing. But the Texans, rest of their schedule, they have the Browns, who is pretty hot right now. They have us. Then they have the Jets. Then they have the Eagles, and then they have the Jaguars. So I don't really think that they're going to lose a lot of games like that either. So it might be a tie for first. It's going to be a tough. This can be a tie for first. They don't stand a chance. The Jets don't stand a chance. Eagles and us and the Browns. So they can definitely lose 3 games. They can definitely lose 3 games. But they play the Titans tomorrow. The Titans, I don't think they're going to show up to play, guys. I don't. But other than that, that's all I got. Victory today. I'm proud of the team. Shout out to Andrew Luck. Clutch, Adam Vinatieri does it again. That's all I got for you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notifications to know when I go live or when I drop a video. This is your boy, Coach Talk, signing out. Peace. Appreciate all you guys' support, man. I really do.